He boarded the last train of the night, but what happened next changed a woman's life forever. Frank Hayes, a man worn by years of struggle and solitude, boarded the final train to a nearby town. His face was tired, his eyes heavy from a lifetime of drifting with no real destination. Sitting beside him was a woman, Grace Miller, her clothes neat but worn, her eyes reflecting quiet exhaustion. Frank closed his eyes for just a moment, but when he opened them again, the train was silent and empty. His heart began to pound. He had missed his stop. The station outside was dark and unfamiliar, shadows stretching across a city he didn't know. As panic tightened in his chest, a gentle voice broke through the stillness. "Are you okay, sir?" Grace stood by the door, holding her small bag, worry softening her tired face. She had come from the same town Frank had boarded in, returning home after a long day of job applications, anything to keep food on the table for her children. She had noticed him sleeping and on instinct turned back to check on him. One look at his trembling hands and frightened eyes told her something was wrong. "I missed my stop," Frank stammered. "I was trying to visit a friend, but I don't know where I am, and I have nowhere to go." Grace hesitated for only a moment. She knew that feeling, the ache of being lost, of having no one to call. "There won't be another train until morning," she said softly. "I live a few blocks from here. It's not much, but I have a couch." Frank blinked, startled. "Are you sure?" She nodded with a kind smile. No one should be out here alone. At her modest apartment, her two children, Lily, 10, and Jacob, 8, were fast asleep. Grace quickly warmed a simple meal, and they ate together in the small kitchen. Conversation flowed naturally. She told him about her past, how her ex-husband, Daniel Miller, had left her for another woman, how she worked 2 jobs to give her kids a better life, and how every day was a quiet battle to keep going. After dinner, Grace brewed coffee. They talked until midnight, sharing stories, laughter, and the kind of reflections that only come from 2 souls who have known pain. When the night grew heavy, she laid a blanket on the couch. "Sleep well," she said. Frank smiled, eyes glistening. "Thank you for everything." At dawn, Grace woke early to make breakfast, wanting him to have something warm before leaving. But when she stepped into the living room, the couch was empty. Panic rushed through her chest until she saw an envelope on the table. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside was a stack of cash, $500,000, and a handwritten note that read, "Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done." Tears streamed down her face as she fell to her knees, overwhelmed by gratitude and disbelief. She never knew who Frank truly was or why he came into her life that night. But in her small act of kindness, her world had changed forever. If you believe kindness has the power to change a life, share this story and let the message live on.